Good evening, good day. Hola, como está en konnichiwa. This is the Porch Sports Podcast with your boy Fonz.
Come on.
Man, what's going on, man?
Not much. And, excited to be on the porch one more game.
Yeah, I got some watermelon out there. I got some Capri Suns over there if you're thirsty,
Well, appreciate it. Got some hot dog hamburgers.
We about to cut up. About to cut it up on the back porch. So, everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all to our new subscribers. We got a couple of more subscribers on YouTube. Y'all go ahead and hit that button. A lot of people are listening, especially the last week's show. Last week's show was kind of straight from the heart. And y'all doing good, man. Y'all doing good. So we appreciate you guys, man. All right, let's go ahead and jump into some news because we got a lot to cover, right? All right, so game 2 of the NBA Finals was the other night, and the Warriors blew out the Celtics by a score of 107-88. It was a 35-14 third quarter advantage. So here's my thing. I'm thinking about solidifying my stance, but game 3 is in Boston. That's like the most traditional hard place to play in the NBA Finals. You can ask Kobe Bryant and them boys about that. R.I.P. But I think this is a trend with the Celtics. They, even in this playoff year, they pretty much been, the third quarter won't they friend. So I don't know about that one, but maybe, they can do it. And, in the next part of that story is that the Warriors kind of took it away using the old pick and roll.
Yeah, it was part of their
It's a part of their offense. 4:28 remaining in the third quarter, the Warriors held a 6-point lead. When the quarter ended, 8 possessions later, they led by 23 points. 7 possessions produced points. Like you said, that's the biggest part of their offense is the pick and roll. Okay.
You can't stop that. You ain't gonna win.
No, you ain't gonna win.
Tonight is going to be game 3. I feel like this is going to be a great game. Big shout out to Curry. Statistically, Boston Celtics have a better defense on paper, and Warriors is second in defense.
Right
underneath them. Nobody really talks about the Warriors defense. But I want to give a big shout out to my boy Curry. Number one, he played a great game on both sides of the ball.
Right.
The man got 4 people guarding him at a time sometimes, and he's still getting 34 points.
Yeah.
And he played magnificent defense, which isn't expected from most point guards. But he's playing good defense, and I'm excited to see how this game gonna play out in game 3. It's been a good series. I thought it was gonna be a quick one, but it looks like we're in for the long run on this series.
Yeah, we in for
I think it might even go to a game 7, the way I'm feeling. But
it depends on what happens in Boston. If the Warriors can make that trip across country and do their thing in Boston, then we're going to see what's going to go down.
Well, I feel like if they steal this game right here away in Boston, and then the next game is going to be in Golden State, I feel like Boston in trouble.
Oh yeah, they steal this game tonight.
If they steal the game tonight and they go, because they play tonight and then they play again Friday in Golden State. Yeah, Boston, you might want to start scratching your heads a little bit about what's about to do. You're in the danger. I'm not saying it's over. Just saying you're in the danger zone. You need to get out of that zone. It's like a checkmate in chess. When you get checked, that means you need to move your king who's about to go down. Yeah, and the next is checkmate.
Yeah, boy, you don't want to get that checkmate.
No,
like you said, if the Warriors steal this game, Boston better get some baked beans.
Right.
And some clam chowder and sit back and chill because it ain't going to happen for them. Okay, so let's switch gears for a second. I have trouble talking about this gentleman, but I'm gonna have to put it out there. So, a 24th lawsuit filed against Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson alleges a graphic encounter. Mm-hmm. Now, I could go into details what was said, but everybody knows how to use Google. I implore you to do it. And if you don't want no parts of it, I understand. But the way it was described, put it like this. I'd be shocked if Deshaun Watson plays this year or next year or the year after that. Because like we said last week, it's looking too funny. I mean, but it is what it is. He messed up. And my heart goes out to these victims. I mean, that's the best I can say.
All right.
And if anywhere he's found guilty, like the Browns really screwed themselves up for the long term.
They kind of did.
Yes, sir.
They kind of did. They put themselves in a situation that they don't really know too much about.
They don't know.
But, I mean, hopefully they can get to the bottom of it before September gets here.
Yeah.
If not, it'll come out in the wash before we get too deep in the season. The Browns don't seem like they want to make sure that this case goes where it's looking like it's going to go. I don't know whether the judge going to serve him some years or what, or whether he's going to be guilty or not. But until then, Deshaun Watson, they quarterback. So
I mean, I don't know, because they probably looking at Baker Mayfield like, hey, big head.
Don't even look over there.
Baker Mayfield, oh, now you want me. Now you want to talk to me.
They in a solid position with Deshaun Watson.
They in a solid position, but with Deshaun Watson. But the question is Deshaun Watson in a solid position with himself?
Then Baker Mayfield went out of Cleveland?
I think with that one, it was on both sides. Like, they wanted to get rid of him because they traded for Deshaun Watson, and they gave up a lot of capital for Deshaun Watson. I think it was more or less they were shopping him. So Cleveland doing Cleveland things.
Yeah, that's cool.
Next story. So this came out a little bit after the Super Bowl with Aaron Donald. He said basically he was cool, meaning that he could retire. Well, no, the Rams made him the highest non-quarterback in the league. So we have more years with Aaron Donald. Thankfully, we don't have to face him this year, but it is what it is. Feel bad for the NFC. What is the NFC West? I feel bad for
NFC West. Yeah, I feel bad for them, but I mean, he's well worth the money. Don't get me wrong. Aaron Donald is well worth the money, and I was thinking that he was so excited about the ring, and if it wasn't for him and Cup, they the one that played their roles on both sides of the ball to get the ring, and I mean, he could have retired. And would have still been in a good stance. I mean, he's like, I don't even know how many defensive player of the years he done got.
I would say he got 2.
Like, at least, like, I was going to say at least 3, right?
Yeah, because he beat out your boy, TJ Watt.
Yeah, that was based off everybody. People sleep on TJ, but it's all right. They don't play him enough to really know too much about him. But, hey, it is what it is. I mean, the Rams, Aaron Donald is the franchise. I mean, he is that franchise player over there on the defensive side of the ball.
Right.
So I'm not really surprised that they paid him that money. And like I said, I mean, you get all your money's worth out of him.
Oh, yes.
I mean, he's not an injury-prone player. He's an impact. I mean, he's versatile. Mm-hmm. I mean, everything that you want out of a defensive player that plays on that line.
Right.
Everything that you need. So, good job to the Rams for keeping that defense, but trying to keep it solid.
They kept it intact. I gotta give it.
Keep it intact. So hey, another year of good Rams defense to see what happens.
Yeah, hats off to them, man. All right, so we got 2 more stories. We're gonna move to the topic. As y'all probably already know, the Denver Broncos was purchased for $4.65 billion by the heir to Walmart. So they're gonna be known as the Great Value Donkeys.
Oh, the Great Value Donkeys. That's tough. That's tough.
But what I saw, that's the first thing that came to my head. But
well, I mean, the Walmart had been having their hands dipped in the NFL. They started off with the 4K cameras out there on the field that was sponsored by Walmart and everything. So, I mean, Walmart got that type of money to really do that. They're a multi-billion-dollar company, just like the NFL. So,
if not, it probably rivals the NFL in regards to money.
Right. So, that's something Walmart would do. Because no other store would do that. Now, I never thought I would see a store, do something like that with a franchise, but Walmart will just keep their money keep going in the post-pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, folks still.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. I mean,
they make $1 every second. So I mean, it is what it is, man.
So that's interesting.
All right, so
Great Value Donkeys.
The Great Value Donkeys. So, so we had a discussion this morning on the after party. If you're not in the after party, go ahead and get up there. So it's sports related, but not sports related. I felt like we should address it here. So Ryan Clark says Chris Brown is more talented than Michael Jackson.
Oh Lord have mercy. Don't know what's wrong with these young folk.
To see, I ain't gonna tell y'all some of the responses that went on in that thread, but I'm gonna put it like this, and I hope y'all listen. I said what I said. Michael Jackson was that dude. I mean, if you look at Chris Brown, Usher to a certain degree, a couple other people, they patterned themselves after Michael Jackson. And then, now granted, they took what he did as far as the dancer and entertainer. They took what he did and they got the longevity. They doing what they do. No shade to those brothers. But to say the man is more talented.
I mean, that's quite a bit. Now
that's a stretch.
If they would have said maybe more versatile, because Chris Brown does do break dance, he does do backflips and things of that nature, which makes him different from Mike. But Mike, come on.
If he would have said Bobby Brown, I'd have been like, all right.
Yeah, Bobby Brown, that's a no-brainer. But Chris Brown cool. Being more talented than Michael is very... it's hard to say a person is more talented than someone when, I mean, don't get me wrong, they have different dance styles. Yeah. Mike was more of the pop type of guy.
I'll get ready to say that.
I mean, but he killed it though. Don't get me wrong. Like, can't nobody pop like Mike.
I mean, really. And then he came up in the disco era, like.
Yeah, so I mean, he was more of a pop dancer, but he was so smooth with it, man. Like he was smooth with it.
Did you not see the Smooth Criminal video?
Chris Brown does a lot of other things. Yeah. That, I mean, I like both of the guys. Don't get me wrong. I like both of them. Mike is just legendary. I'm sorry. He's just iconic. I mean, the man did concerts in Germany. He did concerts in Brazil.
Like I said,
concerts everywhere. The man went to Africa. Everybody in the world don't know Chris Brown. I'm going to tell you right now, everybody in the world did not know Chris Brown.
Boy, I can get some flack for this one.
I can go anywhere in this world and not even know how to speak English. I can just show a picture of Michael Jackson.
Facts.
Everybody know Michael Jackson. Everybody.
I guarantee you, somebody in Beijing. I'm trying to say.
This man got international music awards.
Yeah.
So to say that he's more talented, no. Now he may have more versatility in dancing, which I get it. We never seen Michael Jackson do any type of break dance, and I mean, but you have to realize, just because you didn't see him do it, don't mean he can't do it. Because when you have a freak of nature like that can dance like Mike, the dance moves that he had or that he did that we saw was for stage purposes. It was for
that's what it is. It's for the stage
purposes. It went with his songs. All his music, all his dance moves went to his songs. But don't try to say if you just let him freestyle, man. I tell you what, go and it only shows like a clip, but go to his 30th anniversary, and this one when Michael Jackson was like 50, but he was still smooth with it. They played Billie Jean, and they ran it back a few times or whatever. He started from the top, but at the end, he just freestyle. Man, get nasty, man.
Man, I tell you what, I'm gonna tell you the impact, and I know it's comparing apples to oranges, but I'm gonna tell you the impact. Go back on YouTube. I think it was the American Music Awards, either 1992 or 1993. Michael Jackson performed "Remember the Time" in a chair. If Chris Brown can perform one of his hit songs or his current song while sitting in a chair and get the response,
he'll never be able to get a response.
And then I will say it. One thing Michael Jackson has over Chris Brown is that Mike left you wanting more.
You ain't want to leave.
I told y'all he had grown men falling out and crying.
Oh my God.
Oh, Michael. I'm trying to tell you.
The closest artist that I can say that has or had the impact that Michael Jackson had, and this has nothing to do with his music or anything, this is more about the type of concert that he had, is Travis Scott. Remember when that mosh pit went down and all those people got killed and people was tromping over each other? Mm-hmm. That's exactly how Michael Jackson's concerts was. Just like that. Exactly the same. Mm-hmm. Nobody got killed.
No.
Nobody got
just
hurt,
passed out.
But there was definitely people getting stomped on, possibly passing out. I mean, they was dropping like, man, Michael Jackson. Michael, this is Mike.
It's just Mike. It's just Mike.
And you can't say, and we can put this in so many relatable terms. I mean, we didn't have the discussion about Kobe and Michael. I mean, Michael Jordan. Anytime I feel like, and this kind of discredits a person, you can't say you're better than someone when they're your role model. You thirst after to be like them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Now, James Brown influenced Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson didn't dance like James Brown.
It's like, but you got to think about the time period. James Brown is like the 60s,
right? Yeah,
and so his dance stuff was different.
You're right.
See, Mike took some of James, and then he took some from dude from Shalimar. I forget his name. A lot of people don't know about that. That's where he got the moonwalk from. And he flipped it and made it his own.
Right.
And then, if you notice, look at Thriller. Look at the whole video, especially the dance breakdown. And then look at the Remember the Time dance breakdown. You can see that Mike, his dance style kind of changed.
Right.
And even look at the video what he did with Janet. I think the song is named Scream.
Scream. Yeah.
Look at the dance style. It changed when the 90s came. Mike changed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, versatility, it's like 1A and 1B, where Chris Brown can sing, he can rap and freestyle and all that stuff. I mean, he came from Tappahannock, Virginia. You're supposed to do that out there. But think about career versus career, hit versus hit.
Can't stick with him. Can't stick with Mike. And see, the thing about Mike is that he didn't have to freestyle. He didn't have to do a whole lot of versatility.
He stood there.
His dance moves, his steps to the song was good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, and he can do the same thing over and over again, and you never got tired of it because I mean, it's just legendary, man. I'm sorry, Chris Brown, you're not as legendary as Michael Jackson quite yet. I will give you that you're one of the best R&B singers out right now. You're probably the king R&B right now in our generation.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
You know, you're still young and you're still learning, but don't forget where you come from, boy. Don't forget who you be watching and who you idol, because the idol to him.
And then Ryan Clark
Jackson right now. And then Ryan Clark always got something dumb to say, so I don't know why everybody bring on Ryan Clark.
That's your boy.
That's what I'm saying. You know, he always got something to say. He pooped on the team and took it to the Super Bowl. I mean, so how can you even trust that? No, don't get me wrong. Ryan Clark was a great safety, but yeah, man. I mean, what he got? He don't know music, man. He
learned. If that be the case, then Ryan Clark learned everything he know from Sean Taylor because it was on the same team.
Right. Exactly.
I'm just saying.
But it is a pretty good argument. But y'all kind of passed through Usher too. Like, don't forget about Usher.
Yeah, y'all just dookied on Usher.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Mike, it was Usher, and then it was Chris. Yeah, so
no. Let's take it back. I can take it back even further because we touched on this brother, but outside of the other stuff, dude had a legendary career. It was Michael Jackson, it was Bobby Brown, then it was Usher, then it was Chris Brown.
You're right.
Because
you had Marion and them in the middle and all the rest of them.
Because see, if y'all watch the Bobby Brown documentary, right? There's a scene where Usher get up there and pretty much says that Bobby Brown was his idol. So we got to at some point we got to give Bobby Brown his flowers.
But don't you dare. I don't care who he was. More talented than who? Not Michael Jackson.
No. I can't.
Ain't nobody more talented than Michael Jackson. I don't care what you can do. I don't care whether you walk on water. You ain't more talented than Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, man. That's just enough said. I mean, his name was just enough.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like it's Jesus then is him.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. I ain't gonna say all that. I'm sorry, y'all. We did little.
But I mean, I put him second. You know, I put him first.
It's all right.
I recognize Jesus was first. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing I'm saying is, you know, Michael Jackson paved the way for you guys.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he's still paving the way. His music is still being played today,
even in death.
He's worth millions of dollars in his tomb. I mean, Michael Jackson is sick, yo. The guy is sick. He can sing in all 8 octaves. Even the 8, how many octaves is it?
It's I think it's 3 because you can't go. If you go up to 8, you pretty much supersonic at that point.
Well, okay, it's 3 octaves though. But I believe he can sing in all 12 keys.
Oh yeah, I believe
he can sing all 12 keys, even baritone. People don't even know that his voice, his natural voice, was deeper than his singing voice.
Like his singing voice was falsetto.
And he mastered that. Like, come on, man. Michael Jackson, all around as a performer. Chris Brown can't hang with Mike, yo. I'm sorry. If you pick 2, you stop with Chris Brown at right now. I believe we're in probably his late 30s.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
You put Michael Jackson in front of him in his late 30s and see who win that.
Good God Almighty.
You demand that.
If my memory serves correctly, Mike's late 30s. That was what, the 90s? No, that was the 80s. So that was right around Off the Wall, Thriller.
All that best, man. Man, jump up on stage, didn't even move for 10 minutes. He moved one Jerry curl. Oh! Somebody fall out. Boy, move one dog on Jerry curl, man.
All right. So let's go ahead and jump on the topic real quickly. So I put a question in the after party, and the question was, who you think are 5 contenders and 5 pretenders for the upcoming season in the National Football League. Yeah, I said that wrong. I did on purpose. National. So I'm gonna go ahead and get mine first. All right. So for my contenders, I have the Rams, I have the Chiefs, I have the Ravens, if healthy. I have the Buccaneers, and I reluctantly have the Bengals. As far as pretenders, I have the Titans, I have the Cowboys, and I have the Steelers, only because we don't know what that offense is going to look like yet. The 49ers, because I don't believe in them. And this is a shocker, but I have the Broncos as a pretender. I'm not a Russell Wilson fan like that.
Okay.
All right, so basically my contenders are typically the usual suspects outside of the Bengals, because the Bengals surprised everybody last year.
Everybody.
My pretenders, I think the biggest shocker, I ain't gonna say shocker, but I think it's the usual suspects outside of Pittsburgh. Like I said, we still don't know what that offense is gonna look like with Mitchell Trubisky. Even if you give the Rook a chance, like, we don't know what it's gonna look like. The defense is gonna be pretty decent, but that defense is getting old, a little bit long in the tooth. So, have at it, my man.
Well, my contenders is the Ravens, the Bills, the Rams, the Bucks, and I wanted to say the 49ers, but I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. Those are my contenders. My pretenders.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. Not to mention the Steelers. I'm sorry, contenders. And I'll give you a reason why at the end. My pretenders is the Cowgirls. Oh, excuse me. Some guys stuck in my throat.
You sure? You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Believe that name, what? The Cowboys? Something like that.
Something like that. Some team.
Falling Stars, something like that. Anyway.
Shining star for you to see.
Cowboys, Colts, the Packers, and the Cleveland Browns.
Well, that was obvious. I like that though.
I'm gonna tell y'all why, and I really enjoy this.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's just kind of asleep on my boys.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you a little history, Porch sports fans and listeners.
All right.
Well, the Steelers haven't had one losing season in almost 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
By my man Mike T.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, and I feel like this holds the most weight, we managed to be contenders throughout the whole entire season to about the last few weeks when Big Ben got injured with an elbow injury with Mason Rudolph. Not just Mason. We had Duck Hodges. We rotated.
You talking about 2019? Okay, I think you talking about last year. I was about to say,
no.
Jacksonville?
No. But we literally rotated 2 trash quarterbacks throughout the whole entire season.
Mm-hmm.
And we managed to still be at least in the hunt until, believe that last week or whatever threw us off.
Yeah. Y'all had to come to Baltimore.
I feel like the Steelers, not just because they're my team or whatever, my boys ain't let me down yet.
Yeah.
Our defense may be long in the tooth, but I feel like that's where our game comes from, and that's how we gonna be a contender in the league, is with this defense that we have. Our defense can definitely keep us within 6 to 7 games.
Yeah, I agree.
If we can at least put 24 points on the board, possibly.
You need the offense to do that now.
But we have it. The only thing that's missing is you just don't know what you're getting from the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
But if my man Mike Tomlin can rotate Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph and still manage to be 8-8, Mitch Trubisky is an experienced quarterback. I even put the rookie out there. Mike Tomlin can coach kindergartens to win football games. I mean, I have more faith in my coach.
Yeah.
That he's going to be able to contend in this division. Now, I don't know whether we're going to come within the top two. I feel like we'll come in third because Baltimore is coming back healthy with an extremely scary defense, and hopefully they can stay healthy. But I'm pretty sure they will. Outside of that, I mean, you got Cleveland, you got Cincinnati. Those two guys, they're beatable. Don't get me wrong. Now they whooped our butts. They whooped our butts. Don't get me wrong. But even with Ben being on a decline, I mean, and this is one of the worst seasons that he ever played, probably in his career. As far as the way he played, his play style declined. The man couldn't move anymore. He still went to the playoffs. Got beat by the Chiefs horribly. But my whole point is we managed to be contenders with either declining players or players that went to a 1A school in high school. Like,
he didn't just go to the playoffs. They opened the door for him and let him in. They said, "Here you go, Mr. Roethlisberger."
That's what happened when you got class. You know what I'm saying? You get your valet to open your door for you when you need to get out the car.
Man, we're in, boy. But y'all were in there.
Y'all don't sleep on my boys. I don't sleep on my boys.
I'm not sleep.
The schedule that we have is not even. I mean, we play the NFC South.
The thing is, we're not sleeping on Pittsburgh. We finally see it for what it is. So, I'm gonna give y'all some history. Let me give you a little quick history. So, I've seen a time when Pittsburgh had the best team in the NFL. To your credit, Tomlin has never finished below 8-8.
Never.
But he hasn't won a playoff game in almost 10 years.
That's fine. But either way, if you make it to the playoff, what are you? You
are a playoff team.
You're a contender.
You are a playoff team. I feel like contenders for that championship, you know, they do what they got to do to get over the hump. And the reason why I have to put the Steelers as a pretender right now is for the simple fact, they can have it handed to them and still fold to the Jaguars.
I feel like if
they could have lost against Cincinnati that time if it weren't for them. They beat themselves.
If we're pretenders, then we're slightly a pretender. But I feel like once everybody see what these quarterbacks is, even I'm interested in seeing how everybody plays at this quarterback position. We done revised the offensive line. We have a somewhat decent running back. Right. I like Najee Harris. Part of me don't like Najee Harris, but he's okay for the time being.
Yeah.
He's much good. He's much better than what James Conner was. I mean, I guess James Conner just needed change because he went to Arizona and balled. I don't understand that, but
how to plus. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, we have the receivers. Deontay Johnson showed that he can finally catch the ball after dropping 14 balls previous year. Chase Claypool is a beast. Yeah. I mean, we got the fastest receiver in the draft running the 4.3.
Yeah.
We got a pretty decent defense that's going to keep us within games. We done fixed up our linebacker core. I mean,
Here's the question. Do you feel that Mike Tomlin can build this team and it can be a Super Bowl team?
No, I don't think we'll be a Super Bowl team this year. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm not. Let's see. I gave you in the future.
Oh, in the future?
Maybe about in the next 6 or 7 years. Do you think
6 or 7. First off, he's probably not even. I don't know about that. That's a little long. Now, if you would have said the next 2 or 3 years, that would be different. I don't even know what the team's gonna look like in the next 6 or 7 years.
Well, see, now everybody knows, and it's a wide opinion that the last Super Bowl Pittsburgh won was with Bill Cowher's players. That's what everybody's saying.
We can't do that.
But this is I respect Tomlin. I think he's one of the smarter coaches in the NFL. Sometimes he don't act like it, but he's one of the most intelligent coaches in the NFL. My problem with him is this man had the Maserati when it came down to a team. You had AB, you had Le'Veon Bell.
We ain't had the defense that we had, though. I don't believe.
Yeah, but I mean, y'all are hanging 70 points a week. What y'all had? I think it was like the number two seed in the AFC that year.
We're supposed to be number 1, but we ain't gonna talk about that either. They cheated us out to number 1 because we played the Patriots, and we supposed to be number 1. Everybody know. I feel like it'd have been scary to play the playoffs in Heinz Field, but that's just me.
No, the playoffs did go off in Heinz Field.
Not at the number 2 field. It did not the number 2 seed.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's a different year. What year was that?
So 2014, y'all was a wild card team, and we finally got over the hump versus y'all. Great job, Ravens. And then I think the next year y'all went 13-3.
24. That was like 2015, 2016 because
y'all had like a 13-3 season in there.
When we played, the Jaguars, we still had Martavis Bryant, and Martavis Bryant was drafted around that time, 2015, 20. It was between 2015 and 2017. No later than that.
Well, somewhere in that time frame, and it was like you said, y'all had it. That was like the best window ever to win at least one Super Bowl.
The defense was scary though, and not to mention that Ben did throw 5 picks against that team, that same defense in that regular season game. So their defense was extremely scary.
Oh, they was legit that year.
The thing about Pittsburgh that most people don't probably know or see is that my team really don't do well at playing from behind, especially with an old Asian quarterback and Ben, which my boy's now retired. But we don't really do well playing from behind. And that whole playoff game with the Jaguars started off wrong. First off, they took, if I'm not mistaken, their first possession, they ran the ball and took off major time in the first quarter. We didn't get the ball back until like the second quarter. They scored in our end zone with Leonard Fournette when he was over there. And, I mean, it's the same thing that happened against the Browns year before last.
I think that was 2019. Y'all went 11-0.
We went 11-0. And let me tell you, that was the most...
That was the
best 11 weeks to ever live as a Pittsburgh Steelers. The junk I was talking, man, I thought we had it. But even with that game, it was a momentum shift from the beginning. That's not really an excuse, but first game it was basically a fumble for a touchdown, and then Ben making no worse by throwing the pick, and then it was 14-zip. And then I believe we went 4 and out, and then they scored again, and it was 21-zip. But at the time you blink your eyes, you were down by 4 touchdowns. So, I mean, so in that regard,
it's like regular season wise, y'all scary. Regular season wise, y'all scary.
I just don't think people are taking us seriously, and I'm gonna really enjoy this season because I know I really know what my boys got in store for y'all. Trust me, we working. I watch every day. We in training camp day 2 right now as we speak. And we working. We working. I feel like our schedule is definitely winnable. Like I said, we play the NFC South. I mean, who's over there? Bunch of high school teams.
Whoa.
You know, Saints ain't the same. Falcons is trash. Carolina is trash. I mean, who are we playing in the NFC South?
The Buccaneers, you know, Tom Brady. That dude.
That's the only thing. We only played him one time. So
that dude that has your number.
Yeah, he almost made me say something on this long microphone. But anyway, that's 3 out of 4 wins that I'm predicting already.
I mean, it remains to be seen, though, man.
But that's just my opinion. I feel like we contenders year in and year out. For the last almost 20 years, we've been contenders. Whether we make it to the AFC Conference Championship or not, we are in the dance. When everybody else is at home.
You be in the dance, but then your dance don't be long. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, sometimes, at the wet, you get the first dance, and that's it.
You get the first dance, the music going off, but then you want a slow drag. You can't do it.
Yeah, well, hey. I'll tell you one team. Oh, well, that's another pretender. The Chiefs. Pretenders.
Ooh, wait a minute. You said the Chiefs are pretenders?
Yep. Chiefs are pretenders. Chiefs are pretenders. They made the dumbest decision they ever made in their entire franchise history by letting Tyreek Hill go and sign Juju Smith-Schuster.
That was the dumbest.
Man.
Tony Gonzalez to the Falcons were the dumbest.
Well, yeah, that was the dumbest. Yeah. But I didn't expect Tyreek Hill to be leaving Kansas anytime soon. But now he's down there in warm weather, in Miami or whatever. But I don't see the Chiefs making it into the playoffs. And I could be wrong. But until I see my boy Juju, yeah, he's still my boy, don't get me wrong, Until I see what he got to offer, yeah, I don't see them going that far. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a bold prediction there, my man.
You gotta make bold. You can't be italic. You got to be bold. You all slam it up.
You gotta say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest. But all right.
So speaking of saying it with your chest, long-time supporter and becoming one of my best friends since the day. James Collins, longtime supporter podcast. He kind of went deep with his though. For his AFC contenders, he got the Bengals, Bills, Chiefs, Patriots, Chargers / Ravens, if healthy. For pretenders, you have the Dolphins, the Broncos, Titans, Jaguars, and Steelers. Now, I did my list before he did his.
Don't even call me, James. Don't even talk to me.
For the NFC, he got the Rams, the Bucks, Saints, and the Packers, and the Giants.
Got the Saints as a contender to the NFC?
He got the Giants as a contender. And for the pretenders, he got the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Cardinals, the Vikings, and the Eagles. He got the whole NFC East on lock.
Ain't nobody making it but the Giants.
Ain't nobody making it. Well, the Giants gonna win it. Look.
Man, I ain't never putting all my eggs in one basket with them, man. I had them winning the whole NFC East, and
man,
they ain't even win nothing. They couldn't.
Man, I gave up on them mid-season. One of my boys here.
They a franchise with money, and they couldn't buy a win.
Man, they the Giants playing like little people. I'm just saying.
I mean, say the bigger they are, harder they fall.
That's what they did. Hard. Yeah, that's what Don said. So anyway, this was a great show, man. We had a good time doing this, especially that Michael Jackson debate. And it wasn't really a debate. We kind of say that Michael Jackson is that dude.
Yeah. Michael Jackson is legendary.
Of course, all day long,
every day,
so, and twice on Sunday. So this is what I need y'all to do. I need y'all to go ahead and get in the after party. And two, I know a lot of y'all seen my Facebook post on when I post that Tuesday, yesterday, yeah. We all trying to get 150 by the end of the month. So y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit me up on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. If you have an iPhone, go to the podcast app. If you have an Android, do what you got to do. But
good.
Well, yeah, and also y'all.
All of y'all.
Yeah, all of y'all. Y'all come on now. They cheap now. I'm just saying. Anyway, go ahead and come on to the after party, man. We be having a lot of stuff going on over there. And again, thank you to everybody that support this podcast. Our old supporters, new supporters, and future supporters. We thank you.
Yeah.
And so, with that being said, this has been the Back Porch Sports Podcast with your boy Fonz.
And Quan.
And we out.
We out. Peace.